Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Market Forecast. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Wednesday, October 21st, and we're getting through the week. I hope you guys have all had a good week so far, got a good night's sleep. I slept spectacularly last night. Here in Wisconsin, it's getting a little bit colder, so we've got the heat on in the house, and I don't know, there's just something about sleeping in the North Woods in the cold, and I got a great night's sleep. The dog slept well. He was snoring all night long, and man, just ready to go here today. Markets are shaping up pretty interesting. Big moves in the currencies. Holy cow, yen is blown through everything to the upside, while stocks are staying pretty quiet inside. We are past Nancy Pelosi's Tuesday deadline, and we have no stimulus deal. So we'll see how that all plays out. They are still saying that they're going to talk, but more and more it's just becoming less and less likely. And so no surprise there, right? What else we got going on? Well, like I said, stocks inside, crude oil inside, gold and currencies really off to the races. It has been interesting watching some of these earnings. I don't know about you guys. I watched them relatively closely. I'm really intrigued to see how they all play out. As well as I'm invested in a lot of these. Snap, pretty amazing. In March, it was under $10 a share. Pops last night or yesterday afternoon from about $27, $28 a share all the way up to $36, $35. Quite interesting watching Snap there. Netflix on the flip side has been struggling. Netflix is slipping here. They're not catching their subscribers, but things are looking good. I've been reading into it a little bit, and all movies have been kind of scrubbed for launch this year, except for Netflix movies. Netflix is going to continue to put out movies, so they may recover. So maybe this is going to be an opportunity to enter into Netflix if you're looking for some investment opportunities. All right. Let's go ahead, take a look at these charts, see what we got going on here today, and let's go from there. Also, just want to say good morning to everybody. Felix, Charles, Steve, Brian. Yes, looking like a good day. Level 2, good morning. Mike, good morning. MSS Capital. Marco, level 2. Hey, Dan, I have to reset my pro account. I need to support to manually move me to step 2. Oh, level 2. They get through that stuff. Yeah, they take care of that. It's all automatic. Christopher, good morning. Yeah, level 2. Like I said, they're just getting into work here this morning, so they're going through the email box. They get all that taken care of. You should have it set up pretty soon. Not much I can do. I don't even know how to do all that stuff. Subconscious, good morning. Doyle, James, Alan, Tanya, Rob, and Vast West. Good morning. Good morning. All right, as always, starting with our daily in crude, which we could really start to tighten things up on this market, right? I mean, 41 up to 41.60 has really been quite the range to keep an eye on. So we got to... Market continues to kind of just look towards that unchanged area. So keeping things really, really tight, managing that risk and being well within inside these ranges. When we look a little closer on the 30-minute, we are starting to kind of set up a little bit of a range for ourselves. So the other day I was talking about how I prep, and I really like to kind of start to define my ranges or my channels that I'm looking at, starting relatively tightly and expanding things out. The first thing I'm looking at today, crude oil. I'm going to give it a little room. I'm going to kind of just look here to 41.20. And on the low side, not a whole lot, 40.90. It's kind of this idea of a channel that I'm going to look for here this morning. Going to watch how this plays out. All right, that's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to watch how this plays out. Now, if things start to open up, where can this thing really go? I think we got some great indication of areas to pay attention to. I'm going to be watching 40.70 down to 40.65 on the low side. On the upside, we have settlement price all the way up here at 41.70. It's going to take some work to get there. We will, and I think we definitely will hit a wall at 41.40, working our way higher. All right, so market is opened up now. We made an attempt lower. We did not push in any new lows or anything of that nature. So right now it's telling me we're going to stay inside. We got to wait and see how this thing pushes the extremes. And go from there. So let's just be cautious, be patient on this thing. Like I said, we're right now dead center in the middle of 41.20 to 41.90. We're pretty much dead center here, taking some risk and heat to get into any sort of trade. We want to fade those extremes, watch the market as it approaches, watch order flow and that momentum as it approaches, and that's how we're going to find good opportunities in these markets. Next, S&P 500. Following up another down day, just barely. We thought yesterday was going to be a nice move to the upside. Turned out not really to be the case. I think we did settle about 10 points higher, but this thing really did start to turn around at the end of yesterday into last night. Now, market is floating around that unchanged mark at the moment. Settlement price, let's just look a little bit closer. Settlement price, 34.32. quarter. Market here, just like crude oil, has kind of just fallen into a relatively tight range in this pre-market condition. So let's just define that first, because that's what we want to pay attention to. Define that pre-market range. 36 down to 25. Not a whole lot. That's what we have to focus on right now. That's what this market is shaping up for at the moment. Now, things are going to open up. Where can we start to look to see this thing go? Well, first and foremost, I'm going to watch yesterday's point of control to the downside, 34.20. Yesterday's point of control, or not yesterday, I apologize. Monday's point of control, 34.20. I'm going to keep an eye on this if this market starts to rotate lower. This may be a pivotal location. Last time buyers came in really strong, really heavy, and pick this market right back up. We'll see how they react if we come back down here. Do those buyers come in, or do they say enough's enough? This market's just having a hard time going. From here, I'm going to actually start to rotate my position and start to sell. All right, to the upside. There is some room to keep an eye on. We have value area low yesterday here at 30, and there's quite a few checkpoints getting up to value area high up here at 50. A couple high volume nodes. We're floating right now on yesterday's point of control at 34.30. Again, another high volume node up here at 40. And then from there, we got some room. Guys, remember yesterday, our opportunity was floating at between 30, right down here, 30 and 50. Making great opportunity, great money between 30 and 50, rotated higher up to 65. Last night, it really never made it up nearly as high. Today, again, just keep an eye on that 50. Maybe we extend it to value area high up here to 52. We'll watch that range. Next, let's go ahead and look at the NASDAQ. Just like the S&Ps, we are starting to trend lower. Market's waiting for good news, and it has not gotten any in quite some time. People are kind of sick of hearing the same, well, stimulus, yes, stimulus, no. We know this economy is probably going to need it with the surge in coronavirus around the world. We're seeing the EU, I believe, has now surpassed the U.S. in daily cases. It's getting pretty intense out there. We look a little closer on the NASDAQ here. What do we get going on? First off, settlement price right down here, 11,663 quarters. All right. We got an idea here of where this market's trading. I'm pretty simple. Yesterday's value area is where I'm watching right now. Right here at 631, up here at 720. Beyond that, I don't think there's much to say. I mean, we could start running through levels where this thing can go. Truthfully, I'm below 600. We're making some big adjustments. That's when we kind of fall down to that 572 we've talked about. But really, we're entering into a whole new territory once we push below that 600 level. Below 600, 572 is what I got. We missed it by a little bit last night. Right now, again, I'm focusing on what the market's telling me. It is very comfortably within yesterday's range. I'm going to pay attention to that. Right now, we have settlement price the last 2 days, essentially within a couple points of each other. And we have point of control from yesterday right here at 662, 664 approximately. So I'm really comfortable staying inside in this market today unless the news tells me otherwise. Unless I get new information, that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, if we rally higher, just a couple places to keep an eye on. I don't really see us getting really above 780, but we can go back to the levels that we talked about last week and really start to look. But really, 780 is kind of that high side I'm looking at, down to 572. But again, staying within range until market tells us otherwise. Gold. Let's take a look at the gold, which is off to the races here this morning. Market still maintaining. We've been keeping an eye on this, still maintaining nice little trend to the upside on this daily standpoint. Yesterday we checked the low side, and since then the market has been bouncing off. Blew right through our 1920, and last week's weekly kickoff low of 1924. This thing continues to go. Just as a heads up, paying attention, last week's weekly kickoff high all the way up here at 1950. Can the market make there today? Who knows? Could be interesting. If the fear is on, we may see this market want to continue to go. Market has opened up here, made no attempt towards settlement price. Market has continued to extend higher. Pretty amazing how quickly this thing can go. All right, so we've talked about 1920 quite a bit. That's going to be our low side here. Market is trending higher. We're looking for opportunities to pull back to get in and move with the direction. Right now, my next area of importance or area to pay attention to is going to be all the way up here at 1937. The market can get going. If we start to hit a wall here at 30, once equity's open, if equity's open, we see those surge, we may see this thing want to start to hit a little bit of a wall. Maybe we start to rotate over. Right now, it is slowing just slightly, but we still are making higher lows. We got to start to check and make some higher highs for this market to want to continue our trend to the upside. I don't see us getting all the way down here to settlement price down at 1915.40. But just note, settlement price is all the way down here, 1915.40. So like I said, 1920, kind of if we rotate over, that's where I'm keeping an eye on. And the next target I got up above is 1937. All right, so we're looking for weakness to get out in this market because we are trending higher. We have a higher time frame that we just looked at as trending higher, and now we're showing this shorter time frame trending higher. So our job is to look for the weakness, get in on the weakness, and continue with the trend to the upside until that market tells us market state has changed. Next, let's go ahead and look at the euro, which, golly, off to the races as well. We've blown through weekly kickoff high. We are now starting to enter into some older territory of levels that we got to kind of keep an eye on. 1900, 119, 119 even, really kind of an area now that's going to become influential, looking for opportunities if this market gets there. We're still a little ways away from there, but anything is possible. Now, the last few days, market has made these great overnight moves, fallen into a tight range. Great overnight moves, fallen into a tight range. Great overnight move. Are we going to fall into a tight range? Well, I'll tell you what. For now, I'm trading probabilities. My probability stating I'm looking down here at approximately 118.60 as my low side. And my high side, 118.75. 118.75. That's the channel I'm looking. We may open it up a little bit. Maybe we're looking to 80 or 85 if this thing starts moving a little bit more. But really, I'm keeping it relatively tight. I'm looking for opportunities within those extremes to fade them and continue to trade the probabilities, which is what this market has been doing. Now, the last market, the yen, just keeps going. We are looking at our biggest day since August 28th. Huge move to the upside. We have blown through that 95.36 we talked about last week that maybe this market could get up to. Blew right through that one. So to be honest with you, our job right now, didn't want to click it that quickly. We're starting to kind of come into an area. We've had a triple top on the daily as we approach this 95.80. One break, two break. Does this market get up here and break, or do we rotate over, or do we continue through and continue to extend higher? Now, again, we're looking at a daily here. We obviously have blown through 96 even, continued to push higher. That stuff we're going to have to be cautious about. But as the day ends, where does this market end up? That's some stuff that we're going to want to keep an eye on. So going back to the 30-minute chart here, we got to look, here's the deal. Market's trending. Do not pick tops. Our job is not to pick the top where this thing's going to stop. Our job is to find some weakness, try and get in on this trend. Now, we all know currencies tend to get a little bit tighter, a little bit more range bound during the regular trading hour session. So just be cautious of that as you're trading. Manage that risk. Keep your risk relatively tight when getting in these trades. And that's the best we can do. Otherwise, like we said, 95.80 up above. It's kind of an area to keep an eye on. We're falling just short, but possibility to get there, no doubt about it. So it's hard to really talk about much on a trending market other than look for weakness, get in on it, and try and take as much of that move as you possibly can. All right, everybody. See some questions here. Tanya, IN 3420. All right. Rob T, good morning. Oh, yeah, we got you guys. All right. Christopher, good morning. Level 2 thought it was automatic. Well, no, level 2, because it is a financial cost on people. We don't automatically charge on anything. So you just got to make sure you want to go back into it. All right. Nice work, guys. 34, 44 to 48 may be important. All right, level 2, 34. All right, we like that. Alan, Norman. Awesome. Silver made a nice move. Yes, it did. All right, guys. So I talked to John last night. He is optimistic about being here Friday morning. So make sure every one of you guys are here Friday morning. We'll wish him the best. He is starting to feel better. I could not be more happy for him. I'm looking forward to having him back here and being healthy. I'm looking forward to seeing him. So make sure you guys are here Friday morning, even if you're not trading. Give him a little hello, good morning, and welcome back. Michael, good to see you as well. All right. So today, earnings continue to roll in. Oh, first off, crude oil number, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Yesterday's API, they were expecting a draw 1.9. It was boosted to 0.3 or 0.5. Earnings calendar today. We got Tesla. That's going to be an interesting one. Verizon, which could be is pretty good so far. Missed on earnings, or missed on revenue by 0.09, but we beat on earnings per share. Who else do we got here today? A couple credit cards coming out. Chipotle. All right, those are the majority of them. And then economic releases. Like I said, crude oil, 9:30 a.m. Beige Book comes out at 2 p.m. Central Time. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. My coffee's dry. I need to refill that and take the dog to the bathroom before markets open up. So I hope you guys all have a spectacular day. I'll see you back here 3 p.m. Central Time for the market recap. Until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade well, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.